What's up, peeps? It's me. I'm back. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's staying safe, and I hope everybody's being smart. I'm doing great. I'm doing just great. That's not the reason why I haven't been here. I'm doing great. The reason why I haven't been here with any videos is because I'm learning. I'm on this journey and I'm learning. And as I learn these things and I get a grasp of these things, then I'll come and I'll present these things to you guys. And I'll share what I'm learning with you. Okay? So that's where I've been. Now, but I will, try to keep something going on the channel as far as a short or something, to be putting some stuff out there for you. So I will be trying to do shorts, even if I don't come with a longer video. I will keep trying to do shorts. And usually when I do a short, I want to come to you and I want to do a little longer video on that short, expanding on that short and expounding on it and giving you kind of a full detailed description of what I've learned. But I hope everybody is getting to know yourselves. I hope everybody is, at least thinking about going within to do the work so that you know who you really are, that you know the power that you really have. You know that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, okay? And that's why I'm here today. I'm here today because I want to do a little longer video expounded on the last short I did, where I talk about be careful with your energy, know who you're sharing your energy with, keep a check on your energy. And in that short, I talked about this download that I had got about the reason why everybody seems to be all up in an uproar and everything is all confused and everything is all mixed up is because we're not, some of us are not paying attention to two very important things. And that's one, what you're listening to. The sounds and the frequencies and the vibrations and the energy that's coming in and that you're receiving into yourself and into your energetic spiritual being through sound, through the music that you're listening to the music, whether you're listening to media, what you're listening to on television, whatever the case may be, you're receiving some stuff through sound, and you're not paying attention to, or you're not really being wise with who you're sleeping with, who you're having sex with, okay? So I just want to expound on that a little bit. Now first, I want to talk about sound. And I want to talk about the chakra, the energy receptors, because we have these energy receptors in our human bodies. And these energy points are responsible for certain emotions and certain things that we deal with and certain creative flow and that type of thing. So first, when I start talking about the music that we're listening to, the sound that we're receiving, and that it carries energy, right? And that energy that it carries will either cause you to have positive high vibrations, which are positive high emotions, or that energy will strike a chord in you or a vibration in you that will cause you to have a low or negative emotions, right? And this is sound, right? And the chakra that governs sound is the third eye chakra. That's what they call it. They call it the third eye chakra. Some people call it the brow chakra, right? And that is the chakra that's connected with your ears, your eyes, this area in your forehead, where, and the reason, and specifically the reason for the eyes and the ears is because this chakra has a lot to do with understanding. It has a lot to do with perception. It has a lot to do with how we perceive things, how we understand things, how we take in information, and how we process that information in our brains, right? And that's how we take in information. We take in information through our eyes and through our ears, right? That's the reason why we have to be careful what we look at. We have to be careful what we see, what we look at, the information that we take in through our eyes, and we have to be careful of the information that we take in through our ears. Because what you have to understand is long before there was spoken language, long before there was written language, long before anybody opened up their mouths to speak, there was always sound. There has always been sound. And there has always been energy in sound. There has always been energy, frequency. Frequency is the thing that determines how many waves are going out or coming in per second. Whether it be sound waves, whether it be radio waves or whatever, frequency determines how often that's happening, how often those waves are going, how fast those waves are going. That's frequency. And all of that carries energy, and it vibrates inside of us. It vibrates inside of our human bodies. It vibrates in the air, and it vibrates on the ground. It vibrates all around us. That's how we get the vibrations. And there are different sounds that we hear that produce different vibrations within our bodies. And those vibrations can either be high vibrations that cause us to feel high emotions like joy, like peace, like happiness, positive emotions, or those vibrations can produce lower emotions in us like sadness, anger, depression, lust, rage. And it's all because those sounds have these hertz. That's what the vibration is called. That's what the frequency is called when it's in music or when it's in sound. It's called hertz. And those hertz are meant to produce certain vibrations within your body, certain vibrations within your neural systems and the electrical system in your body and all of that. And those vibrations will either produce high emotion or they'll produce low emotion. So that's the reason why you have to be very careful of the sounds that you're taking in. The information that you're taking into your ears, what you're listening to, because it produces a certain vibration inside of you. And that vibration will cause you to feel a certain emotion, because that's what emotion is. Emotion is energy in motion. So if you're listening to a certain music that's producing positive emotions in you, positive thoughts, is making you think about positive things, is making you think about happy things, it's taking you to a happy place, it's taking you to a place where there's abundance and where there's joy and where there's peace and laughter and love and all of that, then that's how that's those sounds, that frequency, that energy is producing high vibrations in your body, in your neural systems, in your electrical system in your body. In your energy body is producing very, very high vibrations. And it's causing you to vibrate on a higher level, a higher frequency. Which means the sound waves and the energy is moving faster, and it's taking you higher and higher because it's moving faster and it's allowing you access to things that you may not have had access to before. But if you're listening to music or you're listening to sound, because the sound of people's voices is sound. So if you're listening to media, you're listening to the news, you're listening to these different people on different podcasts or whatever, you're listening to the sound of people's voices and the sounds that their words are making. And those sounds are producing negative emotions, negative lower vibrations in you. And those lower vibrations are causing you to have lower emotions, negative thoughts, thoughts of suicide, thoughts that you need to go out and hurt somebody, thoughts that you need to do things to yourselves, thoughts that you have to go out and do this, that, and the other to make money. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts that you're always in fear and you're always scared that this is going to happen or that's going to happen to you or whatever. Those sounds are producing lower vibrations in you. And you're vibrating very, very low. And you don't have access to the higher things in life. You don't have access to the more positive things in life because these sounds are causing you to vibrate so low. And they're producing only negative emotion and only negative thoughts in you. So that's why you have to be very, very careful about what you listen to. Because what you listen to, what you perceive through your ears, gives off sound, and that sound gives off a vibration. And if that, and depending on whether that vibration is high or whether that vibration is low, it will cause you to have either high or low emotions. So that's why we have to be careful of the music that we're listening to. We have to be careful of the media that we're listening to. We have to be careful of the sounds of people's voices that we're listening to. And the frequency and the vibration that those sounds produce within us. So when you're listening to all of these negative lyrics in some of this music, or like I said, you're listening to all of this negative stuff from the media, you're listening to all of this negative stuff from the news, you're listening to all of these negative folks that come on YouTube and other platforms and listening to negative videos, and all that stuff that you're listening to, all of those sounds, all those sound waves that are coming in through your receptors, your ears, and they're producing all of these negative thoughts and all of these negative emotions and all of these lower vibrations. Because they're making you think of lower things. They're making you think that they're causing you to have lower emotions. Hate, anger, depression, grief, sadness, lust. Lust is not a high vibration. They're causing you to be delusional and causing you to be in a place of denial about who you really are and about what your reality it really is. And it's all because the sound of the music, the sound of the people's voices, the sound of the lyrics or whatever are producing these low vibrations in your body, in your energetic body, in your human body, in your mind, in your brain. It's actually producing low vibrations. And we'll get into the vibrational chart as well in another video. We'll expound and we'll talk about the vibrational chart. We'll talk about these different chakras and all of that, right? But the chakra that controls your eyes, your ears, your third eye, as they call it, which is your pineal gland, and all of that is in that brown chakra area. That's the reason why it's very, very important that you pay attention to what you're looking at, what you're letting into yourself, what you're letting into your inner being through your eyes and your ears, and definitely through your ears. Okay? Now, just hold on a minute. Okay. Now, so that's the one that governs what's going on as far as the sounds, and you making sure that you listen to what you need to be listening to as far as music and as far as lyrics and as far as the hertz that are in the beats of the music that you listen to, the TV and some of the music in the background of some of these movies and some of these television shows and all of that, the lyrics in the music, the actual words that these people are speaking on some of these videos and the media, the news, this music and all of that, because those words are meant to cast a spell. Those words are meant to program you and cast a spell over your mind while it's lowering the vibrations in your body. So that's the reason why you have to pay very, very close attention to what you're allowing in through your ears and your eyes, especially your ears, because your eyes can't receive, well, your eyes receive frequency from the light. And to be constantly bombarded with all of these negative images that you see about yourself or about people that look like you or whatever, then that also lowers your vibration and causes you to have negative emotions about yourself, about people that look like you, about people that sound like you, or whatever. So that's the reason why you have to be very, very careful about what you perceive through your eyes and your ears. Okay? Now we're going to move on, because like I said, I wanted to keep this short. I don't want to go over 30 minutes explaining this and expounding on this. But now we want to go to you're being very careful about the energy that you're sharing with people through sex. Because sound and sex are two of the oldest, most ancient ways of sharing energy. Spiritual ways of sharing energy. Sound and sex. Why? Because sound has been here forever and sex has been here forever. You understand what I'm saying? There was sex, of course, before there was any written language, before people even knew how to speak, before people even knew how to take sound and put it together and turn it into language that they could, so that they could communicate with each other. Before any of that, there was sex. There were people communicating with each other through sex. Okay? And sharing energy and sharing spiritual experience and spiritual energy through sex. And what governs sex is chakra number 2, which is the sacral chakra. It governs your sexuality, it governs your sensuality, and it governs your creativity, your productivity. That's the reason why that chakra is located right down there around all your sex parts and right below your navel and all of that, because it governs creativity, it governs sensuality, sexuality, and all of that. That's the reason why I say that's the reason why it's called the sacral chakra. It's because it's sacred. Sex is supposed to be a sacred thing. It's not supposed to be something that's just out here, just like it is now, just haphazard and everybody doing everybody and no feelings are involved. We just screw to be screwing or whatever the case may be. No, sex is supposed to be very sacred. Sex is supposed to be about creating something. Whether it's creating life, or whether it's creating a bond or a relationship or commitment or whatever. Sex is supposed to be about creating something other than just, I feel good right now. So it's sacred. And what men and women don't understand is you are probably at your most vulnerable and you are probably at your most spiritual when you are having sex. Because at that point, you are your most exposed. Usually, naturally, physically, as well as mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Usually when you're having sex, you are your most exposed. You are at your most open. To give and to receive. Because the sex act is all about giving and receiving. So a lot of the reason why so many folks are so confused is because of their sex lives. Who they're having sex with, who they're giving access to that exposure when they are most vulnerable and most exposed. Excuse me. That smoke didn't go down the right way. Because they're not realizing who they're giving access to their energy You understand what I'm saying? And whose energy they now have access to. Because not only are you swapping all kind of bodily fluids and all of that during sex, you're also swapping a whole lot of spiritual fluids and a whole lot of energy. And because either you're not understanding how sacred the act is, or the person that you're with is not understanding how sacred the act is, or it's not as sacred to one as it is to the other, or don't either one of you understand how sacred it is. It's just something that you're doing because you have the tools to do it. Which means you have a vagina or you have a penis. Or vice versa, or whatever kind of sex you have it. You don't understand how sacred it is. You don't understand what you're giving, what you're receiving. You don't understand the sharing and the receiving and the giving that's supposed to be going on during this act. So you're just letting in all kinds of energies. You're just releasing all kinds of energies. You have just opened up yourself energetically and spiritually to all kinds of stuff. And you don't know whether that stuff is clean, whether it's polluted, whether it's negative, whether it's positive. You don't know. Because you're not checking or you're not taking time to find out who it is you're having sex with. And this goes for men and for women. This is not a woman's only thing or a man's only thing. This goes for men and women. This goes for folks. I don't care whether you're gay, heterosexual. I don't care what you call yourself. If you're having sex, period, you need to check who you having sex with. You need to stop looking at it from just the physical standpoint of, oh, that person looks good, oh, they turn me on, oh, you know, and stop letting lust, which is a low vibration emotion, stop letting lust control you, and actually take the time to get to know a person, not just physically, not just emotionally, but get to know somebody spiritually and energetically. What kind of vibe do they give off? Spend enough time around somebody with all your clothes on, with sex over here somewhere, off the table for a while, and take the time to get to know somebody energetically. What kind of vibe are they giving off? What kind of energy are they giving off? Pay attention to how they interact with other people. Take the time to find out about yourself. What kind of spiritual energy do you have? What kind of vibe are you giving off? Are you really, really ready to experience that kind of sacred exposure with somebody else? Are you really, really ready to open yourself up and expose yourself spiritually and energetically, as well as physically and mentally, with somebody else? Take the time to learn these things. Come up out of some of that lower vibrational stuff, those lower vibrational emotions. Stop listening to some of this music that makes it seem like it's just okay for you to go around and have sex with just anybody. That it's okay to just live your truth with anybody. Stop listening to people who are stop listening to the sound of people's voices who are telling you that it's just okay for you to just experiment sexually with just anybody. That it's okay for you to have a high body count. You understand? It's not going to really change anything. It's not going to really affect you. Stop listening to that, because it produces in you lower vibrational emotions. Stop looking at all of this stuff on TV and on the internet and in these videos and all of these and all of these reality shows that's got these folks running around just having sex with everybody and just doing anything under any kind of circumstances, all different kinds of sex. They over here with this bunch one day, then the next day they over here with this bunch, and it's and through these images you're being told that it's okay. That it's okay for you to live your life like that. That it's okay for you to treat your body like that. That it's okay for you to treat something as sacred as sex like that. And then maybe, just maybe, if you pay attention to what you're listening to, what you're looking at, the images that you are constantly bombarded with, the sounds that you are constantly bombarded with, if you pay attention to that, and you pay attention to what people are telling you is okay sexually, as far as sex is concerned, then maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't have as much confusion in your life. You wouldn't have as much trouble in your life. It wouldn't be so hard for you to make good decisions and good choices. All of your choices won't be based on emotion. You won't be living in denial or living in delusion, thinking that you can be something that you're not, or you can be somebody that you're not, or thinking that you are something that you're not. So that's the reason why it's very, very, very important to pay attention to what's going in your ears. Definitely what's going on in your ears. These different sounds that you're constantly bombarded with. Because, like I said, these sounds carry frequency. They carry energy. And that energy is going to cause a vibration in you one way or the other. Whether it's a high vibration or a low vibration. And that vibration is going to affect your emotions. It's going to cause you to have either negative emotions or positive emotions. Check what you're watching. Check what you're looking at. Check the images that are coming in and affecting your perception through your eyes. What you're looking at, what you're seeing. And then do a real serious check on how you feel about sex and who you're having sex with. Because I know we live in a day and a time where people will tell you you got to live your truth and it's okay for you to do. You know, we just living in this society where everything goes and whoever you want to be and whoever you want to have sex with and however you want to do it is okay. But no, it's not. It's not. Why? Because it affects who you are. It affects what's going on inside of you. It affects how you perceive things. It affects your creativity and your ability to create. It impacts your ability to create a healthy environment for yourself. See, that's the reason why we got all these single mothers running around here, and they want to blame all the men in the world, and they running around being man bashers and man haters and all of that. No, 9 times out of 10, if you'd have checked what you were listening to and what you were looking at, then it wouldn't have told you that it was okay for you to be so footloose and fancy free with something as sacred as sex. Something as sacred as your body. Something as sacred as your power to create. Same thing with men. That's the reason why we got all these baby daddies out here. Because they were paying attention to what they were listening to, what they were hearing, the sounds that were coming in, the images that were coming in. And again, they got to believing that it was okay to go spread their seed around to everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And just create everything everywhere that you can't even take care of. Or that you don't even love enough to take care of it because you don't really love yourself. You don't really know yourself. So a lot of stuff that we're dealing with now could have been and can still be avoided if we just pay attention to what we're perceiving, what we're allowing to come into that third eye chakra. That chakra number 6. That chakra that governs our ears, our eyes, and our perception, how we perceive things. And then pay attention to that second chakra, that sacral chakra, that governs our sexuality, our sensuality, our creativity. The very basis of human being that governs life. Some of us, men and women, just need to stop having sex altogether. Just stop altogether. And go over here in a corner somewhere until you get that brown chakra together. Until you start working on what you're perceiving. Until you start working on what you're receiving and what you're letting in to your being and into your mind, into your brain, through your eyes and your ears. You just need to stop having sex altogether because you have made an absolute mess of your own life. And because we're making such messes of our lives collectively, we have now made a mess of this world, of society. But it starts with each individual person taking responsibility of themselves. So just stop. Like I said, especially if your life is a mess. You all confused. Every time you try to get it together, it falls apart again. You just can't seem to hold it together. No matter what you try. And you're doing all of this and you're doing all this hard work to try to change what's going on around you and try to change the people around you and your environment, when what you need to do is stop and go within and make some changes on the inside. Because you cannot change the outside until you change the inside. Your circumstances will not change until you change. And you change by paying attention to what you're doing. By what energy you are letting govern you. By what emotion you allow to govern you. And you won't understand that until you understand that what you're listening to and what you're looking at is affecting with your perception, how you perceive things to be. And it's causing you to either have low vibrational emotions or it's causing you to have high vibration emotions. And high vibration emotions don't bring confusion and trouble and drama and trauma and all of that into your lives. They don't do that. And you have to understand, the only thing the universe, the only vibration, the only energy the universe can give back to you is the energy that you give out from yourself. So if you're giving out all of this low vibrational energy, all of this energy that comes from all of these low vibration emotions, like I said, like hate, lust, greed, jealousy, anger, fear, doubt, all of those are low vibrational emotions. And those emotions carry energy. And if that's the only energy that you're putting out there to the universe, that's the only energy that the universe can give back. It's only going to give you back what you give it multiplied. So I just wanted to come on here. I just wanted to expound on that short. I'm not done. I'm going to expound on it some more. We're going to get more into talking about the chakras. We're definitely going to get more into talking about high vibrational versus low vibrational emotions. We're going to get into all of that. But I just wanted to come in here and expound on that because, again, the thing with spirituality is simply just people taking the time to get to know themselves. Taking the time to go inward and do some work. Taking the time to really take a look at the man or the woman in the mirror and saying, okay, I need to do some work. I need to stop trying to work on everything that's outside of me, all of this external stuff, and I need to take some responsibility and go internally and do some work on the person who I really am. And once you get in there and you start doing that internal work, and you start making those internal changes, the more you do that, the more you realize who you are. The more you come in contact with the real you. And the more access you have to understanding what your real purpose is for being here. Because we all have a purpose. So that's the reason why you need to check your energies. You need to check what you're listening to. You need to check what you're watching and what you're looking at. You need to check who you're having sex with and why. Are you having sex because you want to create? Are you having sex because you understand that it's sacred and you want to share this sacred part of you with another individual that feels the same way about you? Or are you just out here having sex just to be having sex? Because what you've heard and what you've seen has told you that it's just okay for you to just be out here having all this free sex with everybody. And that it's not really as sacred as they say it is. Yes, it is. And because it's lost its sacredness, that's one of the reasons why this world and the society that we live in is so screwed up. So that's all I got for y'all today. I hope that helps somebody. Because if I can help one person, just stop and say, okay, I need to chill out for a minute. And I need to go on the inside and do some work. I need to go on the inside and make some changes within me. If I can just help one person, then I've done what I was supposed to do. I have done what I was supposed to do. So that's it. Yes, I will be back. All the information for the channel, of course, will be down in the description box, how you can support the channel. If any of you, again, are interested in doing any publishing or whatever, of course, all of that information and how you can get in contact with me about publishing will be down in the description box. And I'll probably, down in the description box, I'll probably throw a couple of links in where you can get a little bit of information about chakras and about frequencies and vibrations and all that. Although, like I said, I will be coming back with another video where we go a little bit deeper into talking about chakras and talking about high vibrational emotions versus low vibrational emotions. I'll get into even deeper into that. But I just hope that everybody will take the time. Just take the time to think. You ain't got to tell nobody nothing about it. This is about you. This is about you and your personal relationship with you. This is about you and your personal relationship with the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. Source, whatever you want to call it. This is not about anybody but you. Okay? So I hope it makes somebody say, okay, I need to take a deeper look at me. Because again, until you take a deeper look at you and change you, your environment and the circumstances around you will not change. But it requires accountability and responsibility. Personal accountability and personal responsibility. All right? All right, so I hope y'all all have a blessed, wonderful day, and I'll be back with you guys soon.